everything that could have gone wrong leading up to this launch is going wrong. And that's like dramatic because obviously like I'm alive. So not everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. But still, y'all, it's so much. It's so much. Hi, I'm Sunshine and I'm freaking the hell out. I am less than 2 weeks away from the biggest launch I have ever done in my entire life. My entire small business life is leading to this moment of the launch of my brand new reading journals. And y'all, they are top tier, can't lie. I have been working on these babies for months. When I say like the last several and then plus and then add a couple more months have all been dedicated to working on this somewhat spontaneous idea that I had to design these reading journals. And last year I quit my engineering job of 7 years to be a full-time artist and a full-time creative entrepreneur. So yeah, I feel like it'll be fun to show the countdown of my 10 days before launch and just show you all of the things that I am scrambling to complete until then. So to make sense of why I say everything blew up, let's go back to 3 weeks before the launch. I'm in my storage unit happily preparing for my delivery of journals and setting up a new shelf to get organized. And I thought that my biggest problem was the fact that I forgot to bring scissors. So for context, I created my reading journals in 2 colors to kick off my new line, cerulean blue and cinnamon brown. They're the cinnamon and cerulean collection. How cute is that? So I set up my shelving unit and a few days later, all of my journals arrived right on time and things are going swell. Well, hi, hello. I am here to go through all of my reading journals and figure out which ones have any defects on them so I can get a count and give that back to my manufacturer to let them know how many journals I have issues with. Basically, quality control. I got these color-coded labels from CVS so I can separate the perfect quality ones, the ones with minor issues, and ones with major defects into different boxes and color code the boxes because you know I'm a color-coded individual. There's a lot to get through. This is probably going to take me more than just one day. So as you can see, I'm inspecting the heck out of these journals. And I'm separating any B-grade journals, which are any journals with minor flaws. That's not a good sign. I'm separating those and putting them to the side for a future B-grade mystery bag sale or oopsie sale one day. And this, my friends, is why you do quality control. So a few books damaged in shipping or a few flaws in quality here and there is expected, and that's what I was experiencing with the brown journals until I opened up my boxes of blue journals. Dum dum dum. I'm going through these blue journals and slowly started to realize that the B stack was getting so high, y'all, way too high. It was B grade, then another B grade, then another B grade, even some C's. I was like, what the heck is going on? So I did what any normal person would do. I drafted a 75-page document filled with notes and pictures and sent it over to my manufacturer looking for an explanation. After 2 weeks of trying to figure out what to do about these blue journals and going back and forth with my manufacturer, who, by the way, handled the situation very well. They were very responsive, communicated well, and took responsibility for it. Still, you know, there's just a lot to figure out. I eventually decided that the show must go on, and I had to put this issue with the blue journals to the side for now and completely pivot and launch the cinnamon brown journals standalone. So not only was this supposed to be a collection, but also most of the focus up to this point, the little I had shown of them, people really loved them and they were more excited for the blue ones than the brown ones. And don't get me wrong, the brown ones are gorgeous and people love those too, but the blue ones are a bolder color and I don't know, I don't make the rules, but more people were commenting on the blue ones and were signing up to be notified of the blue journal's launch. So I had to do an entire change of plans, pivot the spotlight onto the brown journal and make people love it. So I'm heading to Michael's to get some things for these product photography photo shoots. And I don't know what I'm doing at all, can't lie. Don't know what I'm doing. But I know like what the vibe that I'm going for. I looked on Pinterest and got some inspiration. I've never done this before because for all of my other products in the past, which is like my art in my business, storytelling literally just is the painting, right? Just showing the artwork, like the artwork tells the story itself. But with the reading journals, I want to paint more of a fantastical, magical, whimsical picture. I want users to like look at the photos of these reading journals and just be like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be in this world. I want this book. I need to have this book. I want to feel this whimsical, magical, bookish fantasy feeling that I feel when I look at these pictures. And that may sound like it's asking for a lot, but I really think that the way that you can set up a photo shoot for your products can just tell such a strong story that makes your potential buyers want to buy into your product. Me putting this book on like a coffee table and be like, boom, reading journal, what's up, like click buy, that's a choice. But me putting it on a cream silk tablecloth surrounded by flowers and maybe glitter or fairy lights with like an ornate mirror in the background and stuff like that, that just tells such a different story. It gives off such a different vibe. Storytelling is so important in your business. Storytelling is so important in your product photography. So hopefully I can go to Michael's and find some really good items. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, I think this is it. Okay, I think we found some good finds. I think we got some good finds. Speed bump. I did not just hit anything. Looks like today I'm putting on my marketing hat. So I spent all of today on marketing. Here's some of the TikToks and Reels I came up with. Okay, let's do this. Here's a flip through of the Cinnamon Brown Reading Journal by Bound by Arctic Sun. These journals have over 30 unique trackers, logs, activities, and spreads to track your reading journey, and I am so excited to finally be releasing these. So for me, there's some books that leave me with so much to unpack and talk about, and then there's books that I don't have as much to say about. So I designed 4-page spreads for books you could write a book about, 2-page spreads for mid-length reviews, and 1-page spreads for quick and concise reviews. And each spread has 2 to 3 unique thought-provoking questions so that each book review is different from the last. Comment the word cinnamon and I'll send you a link to sign up to be notified when these journals launch. And by the way, I illustrated everything in these so you're supporting an artist too. Is this not the most beautiful thing? Like, and this is just a sample, y'all. This is literally just the sample. I'm trying to like keep my cool, but I'm like losing my mind.
Part 1 of filling out my reading journal for all the books I read in 2024. I read 61 books total, so filling out the title tally page was rather easy.
So I spent most of day 6 glued to my computer, updating my website, organizing international shipping, ordering shipping supplies, submitting copyright forms, all the very not so artsy parts of running a business. And honestly, I usually dread days like this. I'm a fidgeter, I'm a pacer, I have a hard time sitting still for long periods of time, and I hate that hunched over feeling you get after just a couple hours of desk work. But my Muista swaying chair has genuinely been a game changer for days like this. Which brings me to the sponsor of this portion of the video, Muista. This chair isn't just comfortable, it moves. The gentle swaying motion naturally encourages better posture, keeps your core subtly engaged, and helps you stay focused by satisfying that urge to move without having to leave your desk every 10 minutes. And honestly, it's just fun. It makes work feel more fluid and less stiff, and that's Muista's whole philosophy, turning sitting into something more active instead of passive. As you can see, my business operates in literally every single room in this house. So right now we're in the bedroom, and I recently installed this shelving unit behind me so that I had some storage space at home, so I didn't have to keep running back and forth to the storage unit like every other day. And having this chair and it being so lightweight that I can just pick it up and carry it from room to room in the house wherever I happen to be working that day is so nice. And can we talk about how pretty it is? Y'all, like, it comes in several different colors, but the green wood on this chair is gorgeous. I am obsessed with it. And if you're looking to upgrade your workspace, this Muista chair may be your new best friend too. You can get 15% off with my code Sunshine15, and the link is in the description below. So thank you, Muista, for sponsoring this portion of the video and helping me get through my very, very long to-do list. We have to copyright the book, okay? Don't forget. And international shipping too. And I do listen. International shipping too. You gotta ship worldwide. I've decided that I wanted to do branded packaging. And I decided that it was actually very important to me. I decided that like branded packaging is one of my top priorities, like right up there with the bookmarks, which doesn't make sense because people are paying for the bookmarks and nobody is paying for a branded box. However, I just feel like it is so important to me because, again, I just want my customers to feel so loved and whimsical and magical when they receive this box. Is that so much to ask for? And the whole process for how I did DIY branded packaging is a whole video in and of itself. Because I recorded the entire process and there were so many trials and errors and so many lessons learned, and it was a really cool experience. So then, it's so cute! My journals, I want to sell them in bundles with the journal, a matching bookmark, and a matching pen. My pens are complete, my journals are halfway complete, and my bookmarks are not done. I haven't even designed them yet. Literally haven't even designed them yet. So I decided to make this design with the key because my journal cover has a keyhole in it, and because this is actually one of the illustrations from inside the reading journal. This is one of the coloring page illustrations. So I didn't have to actually redraw this entire key. I just outlined it a bit to make it stand out more. So I pasted this illustration that I drew a couple months ago for my coloring pages into the center, and then same thing with these books. These are books that I use on the cover. And I kept my journal next to me while I did this so that I could make sure they were going to complement each other. And of course, one of the difficult parts is going to be matching the color. Like on screen, this looks pretty good, but of course when it prints out, this is gonna look a completely different color. So I'm gonna have to print this out several times and keep adjusting the color slightly before I get a color that perfectly matches this cover. But doesn't that look so good? I'm so pleased with this. I think that looks so good together. Keyhole, I love this. And then the back of the bookmark has the logo. So, it's my logo on the back of the book. Maybe kind of hard to see. I think this is a pretty good match. Now I just gotta figure out how to print it. Can you tell I'm on my sweating chair? So it's a new day. I'm about to try to make these bookmarks one more time. If it doesn't work out today, then like I'm just not going to be able to sell any. But I am hoping and praying and believing that that's not going to happen. We're going to figure this out because I'm not a quitter. Jackson Charles ain't no quitter. But I am very frustrated, if you can't tell. My energy is low and, ooh, ladybug. Maybe not a ladybug. That's kind of big. Anyways. Sorry. But yeah. Yesterday I felt pretty defeated with all of that. So I'm just hoping that today is a better day than yesterday. And, you know, the bar is on the ground. So I think we could do that. You know, I think we can beat yesterday. I did it. Figured it out. Let me show you. These are all the failed bookmarks. 7 hours worth of failed bookmarks and wasted paper, wasted ink, just wasted time and frustrations that finally led to me making the perfect bookmark. Y'all, they're so bad. They're so bad. So many awful bookmarks, so many failures over and over and over again. These were the originals. And I just was like, who's paying for this? Like, who? I'm not selling this to anyone. And this is like a laminated version of it. No. As luxurious as these journals are, I am not about to sell this crap. I'm so sorry. And I just tried all these different versions and they were all just so bad. And I finally started getting somewhere. Oh no, not here. Wasn't getting anywhere here. Still bad. But I finally, look at all this wasted paper and ink. It just like, just makes me sad. But I finally started getting somewhere when I started doing these holographic bookmarks. That's when I started being like, okay, I think we're getting somewhere with this. And then after printing so many pages and so many pages and so many pages of these, look at this. It just rubs right off. For whatever reason, my black ink was literally just rubbing off. And I had to start over and figure out what the heck was happening with that. I had to have printed at least like 20 pages of these and at least started creating like, I don't even know how many, 20 plus bookmarks before I realized, again, the black ink was just rubbing off. And who, like, what would make your printer just do that? It took me so long to figure out what the heck was making my printer do that. The ink is literally just on my finger. And then enter the final bookmarks. So this is when I finally figured it out. It made, dare I say, the perfect bookmark. Isn't she so pretty? She's perfect. And they come in 2 different finishes. So there's a kaleidoscope one. This is the kaleidoscope. And then a pearl. This is the pearl. And this is the more subtle holographic. So I call this one Pearl. And there's my logo there. It's so pretty. And then this side doesn't have the logo. So in a sea of failures, these finally came out on top, rose from the ashes like a freaking phoenix. A phoenix from failed bookmarks. And then I just made a ton of them. They're so pretty. I love these so much. They're so pretty. But whoa, it took so much to get there. So I guess the moral of the story is to not give up even when things really suck. One thing about me is I will never sell a product. I will never take money from people on a product I'm not genuinely excited about. Like genuinely over the moon, passionate about, in love with. I'm just not in the business of making or selling things that I feel to be mediocre or not up to the standards of excellence, which I don't know, sounds however it sounds, but it's so true. I take my art and my creation seriously, and I take my customers seriously, because people are not, like, people don't have to support you. People don't have to be buying products from your business. And when people shop with small businesses, they deserve to be met with quality that like meets the standards of what they are paying for. And if I want my small business to scale and to be taken seriously, then first and foremost, I have to take it seriously. I have to show it with products that I'm proud of. And these ain't it. I'm just gonna end up having to shred these and use it for my packing filler, because I'm a zero waste packaging business. All of my excess paper, all of my excess cardboard, all the scraps from making my bookmarks, all the scraps from my shipping supplies, all the boxes that deliver my books or any other supplies, all the cardboard boxes and shipping boxes, they all get shredded and repurposed as packing filler for my business. So I'm proudly a zero waste packaging small business. Here are the matching bookmarks for the Cinnamon Brown Reading Journal. I'm trying to get Hanada's opinion on which one's her favorite, but I don't think she's interested. So tell me which one's yours. I think I understand. I think I understand. I think I had it in the wrong way. There we go. I'm a dummy. Okay. It's launch day and I'm just like jumping around the house because I got 10 orders in less than an hour of launching, and I just am so happy. Like, oh my God, 10 people want what I made? What? It makes me so happy. And then I just, and then I wasn't even expecting it because I hit like the inventory, that the inventory was in stock. And then I thought I had to manually send it out that everything was back in stock. But then apparently it automatically sent it out. So here I am trying to be the first person to place an order because I wanted to make sure that all of my shipping and my checkout procedure like worked out correctly. And so I'm like, oh, let me hurry up and place the order to make sure that everything works out well. And before I could even place my own order, I got beat and it was like cha-ching, because you know Shopify makes a little cha-ching sound. It was like cha-ching, and it was like, you have an order. And I was like, ah! And then like another like 5 seconds later, it's like cha-ching. I was like, what? It's a good day. We did it. It's launch day, Hanada. Did you hear me? It's launch day. And we already got orders.
It rolls out of your harness. Honey, your harness is off. Can I get your arm?
Okay, so today was launch day. I finally launched my reading journals. It was so crazy. I got 29 orders, so I have 29 orders to pack and ship today, and I'm just so happy. These past couple weeks have been so freaking crazy. Like, my to-do list for all the things that I had to do leading up to the to the launch were crazy. Like, I was stressed. I was not eating. I was not sleeping. I was like having anxiety, not attacks, but I just was having so much anxiety of like, are people actually gonna buy anything? Is this gonna do well? Are they gonna think they cost too much? The economy right now is crazy in the United States, so are people even shopping right now? Like, I had people signing up for notifications to be notified when they launched, but I was like, are they actually gonna follow through with it? I don't know, was this a mistake? Like, I just started questioning like my entire existence of like, should I not have quit my job? Should I not have quit my job a year ago? I was just questioning everything. And then I launched, and within 15 minutes of launch, I got 8 orders in. And I was just like, yes. I was just like running around the house. As you can see, I still got so much energy. I'm so excited. And then I was just so excited. I'm just so excited. And then they're still coming in. So even today, I've already gotten 5 orders today. And it's not even noon yet. So I'm just feeling so happy and so blessed and so excited. And I appreciate every single person who has bought a reading journal or is planning to buy a reading journal. If you're interested in it, I'm just like so thankful, so grateful, just so freaking happy. Like, it's just, making these journals was such a risk. I've never invested this amount of time, money, energy, money into any kind of like products like this before. So yeah, it's just like to not do almost anything else except for this collection for months, and then however like the money that I spent to buy it in bulk because I believed in the idea and I just was like hoping and praying other people liked it too. Man, I just was so nervous. So this launch was also just so scary. The risk that I took, I have never taken as big of a risk in my business as this one. I've never spent as much money on an individual product as I did with this one, because a lot of other things in my business, like my apparel, are made to order. So like, and my prints. Well, I've taken some other risks too, because I bought like a very expensive printer, but this was still different. So yeah, so anyways, like, money aside, it just was so scary to launch and to see if people are actually interested in it. Okay, let me get to work.